8 p.m. news on STV, one headline. Young girls and women of the southwest region of Cameroon take to the streets to denounce violence and education. Today's march comes as parents, stakeholders and administrative authorities discuss on how to ensure an effective and safe 2018-2019 academic year in the northwest and southwest regions of Cameroon. Lone headline. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thanks for honoring the 8 p.m. rendezvous on STV. Young girls and women of the Southwest region under the Southwest and Northwest Women Task Force Association staged a walk around the Independence Square in Boya today denouncing violence and demanding peace. They carried placards with messages of dialogue, education, peace and development. Clarissa Kowe has more.
Not only have men stood up to make their voices heard since the beginning of the Anglophone crisis, but this time around, the Southwest and Northwest Women Task Force are currently lamenting on the present massacre.
All women, young women, the past 20 years.
What motivated us, the women, to come out today is because of the too much pains and sufferings which we've been living lately in our communities of this region and the northwest region, where there have been lots of killings, where livelihoods have been destroyed, lives wasted, children not going to school, and many other atrocities that have been committed, girls being raped. All this informs the women to come out today to conduct a lamentation campaign.
Mindful of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, these women staged out at Bongo Square in Boya to say enough is enough to atrocities caused particularly on women, children and other vulnerable groups since the beginning of the crisis.
Those who are raped most times are young girls, and that is very destructive. We are tired of the killings, we are tired of the rape, we are tired of staying in the bushes.
They are calling for a meaningful and peaceful dialogue.
All the parties concerned to give peace a chance, to come out, dialogue, and get a way forward for women to cry no more.
Given the fact that a life killed is a woman's 9-month struggle, it is with heavy hearts that these women are wailing, calling on concerned parties to act fast before they are sent to their early graves.
Gates of the Bamenda main market have been reopened after deliberations between Northwest authorities and representatives of traders. During the meeting, traders were told that their shops were shut down because they respected the traditional Monday Ghost Town, a tradition which persists, negatively affecting the economic boom of Bamenda. Lovette Bear, Ignatius Samabu.
After deliberations between administrators of the Northwest region and representatives of traders of the Bamenda main market about the market that has been forcefully shut down by authorities of the region, this is what has been arrived at.
We're going to meet with the traders tomorrow. The administration was like saying we have to open only tomorrow or after tomorrow, but we'll make them to understand if they really want to, the quorum of the business people, they should permit us open today. Now, which the governor has accepted, we're going to open now. Tomorrow, say 8 o'clock, we'll be in the Congress Hall. All business people will be in Congress Hall to listen to the DO who has a message from the governor to them about the Ghost Town issue.
But why did these authorities take such drastic measures at a time parents are busy with back-to-school preparations?
Carolina is that we came out with some, how can I call it? I cannot really call it a resolution or anything of that nature, because the governor has asked us to call all the traders and inform them that if on Mondays they keep to ghost towns, the administration is going to lock. It's going to cause another ghost town for a full week. The shops were locked since since Monday, Tuesday, today is Wednesday. Yes, because as I'm saying, the traders, they say the traders are the one accepting ghost towns. Yes, for a period of time now. Now the administration has to come and impose ghost town for another length of days again.
At the end of the meeting, the trade union leaders went directly to the market to witness the opening. After waiting patiently for several hours, the gates of the main market that has been closed for close to 2 days now was finally opened at exactly 2:18 p.m. in the presence of some traders who had rushed to the market to confirm the information.
Army Chief of Staff General Claude Meka has visited the 21st Motorized Infantry Brigade headquarters for a brief meeting with defense staff of the Southwest region. General René Claude Meka's presence in Boya today was to ensure his men are ready to safeguard persons and provide a calm and serene atmosphere during back-to-school and elections period. The Secretary General at the Northwest Governor's Office has assured parents and children that all those venturing into schools for the 2018-2019 school year will be secured. This was made known at the sector conference meeting ahead of Monday, September 3rd. Ga Joy Defi.
With the 2018-2019 academic year bound to kickstart on the 3rd of September, the Secretary General to the Governor of the Northwest region, while launching the Northwest Secondary Education Sector Conference at GTHS Bamenda that brought together government officials, school heads, pedagogic advisors and other collaborators, urged the crowd to pray for peace to reign in schools and the nation as they ensure that schools reopen on Monday throughout the region.
We are aware of the socio-political environment in which school reopening is going to be taking place, and government has taken all the measures that schools should reopen effectively, and they can be rest assured that they have government support as far as security is concerned and as far as all the other accompanying measures concerned.
The conference also saw a speech from the representative of the government delegate to the Bamenda City Council, who encouraged the crowd to ring the bells of the old year and forge onto a new school year because education is wisdom beyond compare. The outgoing regional delegate of secondary education instructed these men and women to look back, take stock and look ahead in preparations for the new school year. Inasmuch as the past year registered physiological trauma with untold human, material and financial losses, school boycotts, ghost towns, blood daylight threats and killings, the Northwest region registered a remarkable increase in public examinations.
Much was done in the 2018 examination session. I think the Northwest came out with flying color, and that is why I continue to use the expression, all is well that ends well.
Unlike past years, the Minister of Secondary Education has come up with a new strategy for the payment of school fees.
The Minister has come up with instructions that nobody pays any money to any principal cash. You pay it through the money providers like MTN, Orange, or Camtel. This is because the minister wants transparency in the collection of fees.
During the conference, these men and women were strongly discouraged from preaching education at daylight, yet working hard for school boycotts at night.
Stakeholders in the Southwest have rather told parents to beat fear and send their children to school. This was at a two-day preparatory back-to-school meeting chaired by Southwest Governor Bernard Okaliabilai. Pelagie Ekweni with the details.
The ball has been kicked for effective school resumption to begin rolling in the Southwest region as these stakeholders within the region gathered at the governor's office in Boya to facilitate the organization for school resumption to kickstart come Monday, September 3rd, 2018. According to Governor Bernard Okaliabilai, mindful of the socio-political upheavals plaguing this region, the need for education cannot be overemphasized, while calling on parents to collaborate with security forces for their children to go back to school.
The population, the parents, the children have suffered for 2 years, and enough is enough. These actions of preventing children to go to school is so unpopular that today those leaders, those who are perpetrating it, are all called terrorists because they are terrorizing the population. The administration and the forces of law are there and are taking the necessary measures to protect children who go to school and the parents who would accompany their children to school.
In line with this initiative, The mayor of the Boya municipality had to outline current academic challenges, though being positive for school doors to open this year.
Embarked on a campaign to eradicate fear from the minds of our people. And we thought that the country being a social institution to cater for the social needs of its population, the country will reach out to its population, especially the students.
Despite the enthusiasm for pupils and students to resume school on Monday, the underlying challenges cannot be overlooked, as heads of academic institutions are complaining of having received threats from unknown persons for their school doors to shut down, while other areas have been deserted, such as Bonge, Akwaya, Dikomebalue, Toko, Ekondotiti, Ilwani, Ndian, Lebi Alem Division, amongst others.
Back to school 2018-2019 markets in Douala are yet to witness the usual effervescence recorded during this period, 4 days to September 3. Some textbooks are still to be found in sheds, and traders complain that business is rather tough. Darling Ferjo visited some markets here in Douala and now reports.
This is Marché Central here in Douala. 4 days to the start of the 2018-2019 school year, the usual affluence recorded in the market during this back-to-school period is absent. Traders of exercise textbooks and other didactic materials complain of poor sales this year. Business is very slow. We doubt if students will resume classes on Monday. It's already 12 noon and I'm yet to sell a single bag.
Comparé à l'année dernière, à pareil moment, on avait déjà une très grande affluence.
These other vendors says the sales of school materials, especially textbooks and exercise books, have witnessed a drop compared to last year, as few buyers show up daily. A situation which they attribute to the unavailability of some textbooks and increase in the prices of exercise books.
Que les livres sont assez rares, surtout les matières de premier groupe, les mathématiques, les physiques.
Mathematics, physics, and some science books are scarce. Also, cartons of books previously sold for 27 and 30,000 CV francs are now being sold at 30 and 32,000 francs respectively.
30 000 sont aujourd'hui à 32 000. Ceux qui se vendaient à 27 000 sont aujourd'hui à 30 000.
At Douche, a popular market in the Douala 1 municipality, though business is not at its climax, sales of school bags, shoes, and water bottles continue.
Meanwhile, some parents still here in Douala are complaining on the scarcity of some textbooks prescribed by the government for the upcoming school year. Many of them who have been visiting bookshops rather go back unsatisfied. Henry Warner.
It is the rush hour period as the back-to-school fever gains steam. Bookshops have become flooded with buyers hunting for the required school materials, but disappointed if unable to get what they want.
Not all the books are available for now. There are some books who are not yet available, like for Réseau de Français from 4. Yes, those books are not yet available.
Others have been able to get their new school bags, pens, pencils, and exercise books, which they consider important assets now, while waiting for the effective resumption of the academic year before they can start buying their prescribed textbooks.
Nous achetons les livres, les boîtes académiques, les règles, les bics, les gommes. Et pour les livres, on va attendre que la rentrée commence.
Buyers have been given the assurance that the needed textbooks for the new academic year shall be made available in the days ahead.
To buy a book, an exercise book, any furniture, we are taking. We have some there, but we not have all. They tell me that this Friday we will have any book we not there now. We come Friday or Saturday to buy it.
4 days to the start of the 2018-2019 school year, educational pundits are watching from a gripping point to see the effectiveness of the one-book policy and its impact to the education circle in Cameroon.
Away from education, the process of campaigning for political parties contesting for the October 7 presidential election requires huge finance. However, the Cameroonian legislature has a provision for public financing as far as elections are concerned. Henry Warner reports.
According to Law Number 9056 of December 19, 1919, instituting multipartism in Cameroon clearly stipulates no party shall be authorized to exist if it receives subsidies from foreign persons, organizations, powers, or state. So where exactly does the money used to fund political parties in Cameroon come from? How come parties are simply promised state funds as if it is a favor from the government and not a specific budgetary allocation? And are there any checks and balances to ensure that the money given to political parties, including the CPDM, is solely used for its intended purpose? Or does the government simply turn a blind eye, thereby effectively making it the hush money that critics insist it is? They are all worries of a common Cameroonian struggling to understand how the political circle of the nation operates. However, although the laws governing public funding of political parties in Cameroon are fairly straightforward, their implementation is fuzzy at best and characterized by a lack of transparency. If not so, why is the October 8, 2001 decree number 305 instituting a control committee with a task of auditing political parties that do receive state funds and establishing cases of embezzlement of public funds is still not operational or visible on the field? For sure, the election bell is ringing once more for the October 7 presidential polls, with political rallies to raise funds already effective even before official campaign is launched. Others have adopted the mobile money mechanism to help their party to be financially strong for the elections. After all, Section 275 of the legislature states that political parties and groups shall help the electorate in the making of decisions. As such, they may receive public funding in the context of their missions according to conditions fixed under the law.
Some 53 African leaders and government officials are expected in Beijing, China, for the China-Africa Cooperation Forum, FOCAC, come September 3, 2018. This third edition would focus on ways to strengthen China-Africa relations, and President Paul Biya of Cameroon has already left the country with his delegation for this grand event. An opportunity for us to review Sino-Cameroon relations.
Relations between Cameroon and the People's Republic of China date as far back as 1971. It was only in the early 2000s that both countries began concretizing their actions and promises. Since the first forum on China-Africa cooperation in 2000, Beijing has successfully delivered $2.4 billion in Cameroon in the sectors of health, transport, and electricity. The construction of the Kribi deep-sea port has been thanks to a loan of 207.270 billion from Exim Bank of China. The Mgr hydroelectric dam in Yabizan also benefited from 243 billion loan from the same financial institution. China has equally helped in the construction of a malaria research center at the Yaoundé Gyneco-Obstetric and Pediatric Hospital. The People's Republic of China is a strategic partner in the development of Cameroon. Chinese officials are willing to assist Cameroon towards its 2035 emergence, reason why they have diversified their offers in the African country, with the most recent the production of the PBHEV laptops with money and handwork from China. Between 2008 and 2009, yearly trade between Cameroon and China topped $854 million, but dropped to $813 million later due to global recession. This notwithstanding, Cameroon's Ministry of Economy, Planning and Regional Development has signed multiple technical and economic agreements with China worth 9.4 billion francs CFA to continue its water supply project, which covers 9 towns. Apart from the numerous ongoing projects, China has undertaken to construct a National Assembly for Cameroon after some part of the building was ravaged by fire. Going by the China-Africa Research Initiative of June 2016,
Cameroon has benefited 1.540 billion francs CFA out of 86.9 billion US dollars of loans from China to African states between 2000 to 2014. Cameroon therefore fits into the 9th position in terms of African countries that have gained from China's fundings after Kenya, Ethiopia, Angola, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Ghana, Nigeria, Sudan, and Congo. The parts of an 8-year-old girl have been discovered in a trash can and other parts in a restaurant at the 11 neighborhood here in Yaoundé, Cameroon's political capital. These obscene practices recorded in the society, according to Charles Ngajifna, political scientist, is caused by poverty, the desire for power, witchcraft, and many other factors. Darling Fuju.
The mutilated parts of an 8-year-old child discovered in a garbage bin and a restaurant at the 11 neighborhood in the Yaoundé 5 subdivision is the recent case of one of the many crimes carried out in our society. Stories of abandoned newborns in trash cans and bushes, kidnapping, child trafficking and killing is no longer news today. The proliferation of these obscene practices, according to a political sociologist, can be summarized into 4 P's.
Disons que la prolifération de ce phénomène, entendu comme l'amplitude du phénomène ou bien la récurrence par rapport à sa périodicité rythmique, caractérise en fait une explication sur un quartier.
Poverty, the search for power, panic or fear, and the global attitude of authorities towards the issue.
La logique de la pauvreté, la logique de la phobie et globalement la politique et la logique maintenant de l'autorité.
The recurrence of this phenomenon can also be attributed to the moral deviation in the society, loss of values, and the demonic nature of the world today.
Et l'aspect satanique qui caractérise finalement le monde.
Though the situation is alarming, it can also be stopped.
Ce que l'homme fait, la société peut également le défaire. Je crois qu'il y a des possibilités de revenir un peu à la norme.
According to Dr. Charles Ngajifna, there are possibilities of regaining the ethics and norms of life through sensitization and the respect of human lives. A religious approach to touch the hearts of people is also advisable.
Let's get news out of Cameroon with VOA.
No time is one of the biggest excuses people use to avoid exercise. So gyms in the U.S. are increasingly offering quick, high-intensity workout classes for 20, 25, or 30 minutes, as Express Fitness gains popularity among people trying to carve out time for exercise in their busy work and social schedules.
It's a quick 25-minute class. I can go take my lunch, come here, get my heart rate up, sweat all the toxins out of my body, and then clean up and get back to work within my hour.
High-intensity interval training, known as HIIT, was recently ranked #1 on the American College of Sports Medicine's worldwide survey of fitness trends.
No longer is the trend to work out for 2 or 3 hours several days a week. So people want to get this high-intensity workout in a shorter amount of time. So what we're delivering is 25-minute express HIIT classes.
Most people are good enough to start off in one of these high-intensive programs, but they need to understand them correctly, says physical therapist John Kaufman.
Most of the work is in a 10 to 20 second high interval where you can't do any more. Your body's about to fatigue, followed by a rest period where it could be 30 seconds, it could be 1 minute. But the point is to go as hard as you can and then let your body have that time to rest.
Back-to-back 25-minute classes are also popular at Legree Fitness Studio in Los Angeles, fitted out with a specially designed Supraformer, inspired by classic Pilates reformers, all controlled by the instructor's iPad.
It's unlike anything else you see. It moves up, it moves down, side to side. So why is it good? It's like, ever walked uphill? Yeah, exactly. It's like that, but in a high-intense version of a workout.
And gym goer Jackie Kohinka says it's working.
I find doing this workout tightens your stomach, keeps your butt tight, really leans you out, and it is like invigorating. I want to do more. Like I do it 7 days a week now.
The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services says that only 1 in 3 adults receive the recommended amount of physical activity each week. Jill Craig, VOA News, Washington.
We pull the curtains for today's 8 p.m. newscast on STV. Thanking you so much for watching and wishing you a good night.